As you dream, dream, talk, action, and walk.
Were you born rich? You
Not
come
even.
from... What happened?
I wish. A gift can take you places. Imagine your own gift has taken you out of the country.
I never
and
knew.
all. That's it. That's what a gift can do. Never trust a businessman who has never failed.
So I should not be afraid of making mistakes.
You must never be afraid of making, because you see, the mistakes that you make are the major building blocks for learning. I would say don't wait, start now. Just do it.
Was it not scary at first? Because you don't know the outcome.
Long before the colonizers came in Zimbabwe, the Vumba mountains were home to hunters and gatherers communities. But everything changed in a blink of an eye during World War II. Europeans found themselves in Africa, including Zimbabwe. In Zimbabwe, settlers were drawn to Vumba's cool, wet climate. They transformed the parts of Vumba into commercial coffee and timber plantations. The area later saw a significant architectural boom during World War II. And also at the time, Italian prisoners of war were brought to the region and commissioned to build structures and houses that still stand as historical monuments. These houses, some of them were built with bunkers to hide during wars, including this hotel, King's Courtyard Hotel in Vumba.
Inversely, the white guys who were living in Vumba became a target for attack. So they had to make sure that the bunkers for safety and protection.
Today, I take a tour of the hotel and sit down with the owner.
Vumba might be one of the beautiful places that we have here in Zimbabwe. Queen Elizabeth in 1953 came here in Vumba and she said there is nowhere more beautiful in Africa. And she deemed Vumba the most beautiful place in Africa. The weather is different here. If you had to travel 30 kilometers from here, or even 10 maybe, you'd see a huge difference. Here, there is good rains here in Vumba. What makes this place unique? For me, I don't have the right answer. But what I would say is that back then when the colonizers came, they chased away the original people that used to stay here. They chose this specific area because of its good weather, because of the good environment, big trees. So this place, if I'm to give a verdict, this is a place that is full of history, full of myth. The original people that used to stay here, the history before them, the history when they were staying here, it was never shared. Them could have the right answer. Why is Vumba like this? When the war broke out, some of these beautiful mansions that you see here in Vumba, people build bunkers. Mozambique, there was war. When there were missiles flying, white people would hide in those bunkers. Yeah, it's really an interesting place. That is why the owner of this place decided to maintain the environment. At least we have some history. People love Vumba. And like I said, in these forests, you can find a little road like this, very narrow. And yet, if you follow it, some meters, you'd find a mansion, a beautiful mansion. People prefer privacy. People prefer peace of mind. Vumba is one of those places. I don't think videos can do justice. Vumba is beautiful.
King's Courtyard was really a conversion from the residential properties that we had into commercial space and hotel. And we did the conversion during COVID time. We said to ourselves, look, why not convert this property into and open it to the public into a luxurious boutique hotel? That's when we started renovations, making sure that each room has got an in-suite, bathroom, toilets, it's all inside the room, and making sure that the public areas are customized to host and entertain large numbers of people.
So it was a holiday home.
It was a holiday home.
And
that's how we decided to convert into a commercial property.
I want to tell you a little story here behind these kind of houses here in Vumba. Vumba, they used to call it Little Scotland. People white people used to stay here. I'm going to take you through so that you can see what it looks like. So you can see even the chairs that you see outside. I want people to see, get close a little bit. Most of you guys who are watching this video, this chair might be older than you by far. This place is very, very old. So the vintage style, the royal feeling, they've been maintaining it here at King's Courtyard for years. So come on in, guys. I want to take you through. So a house like this, you find that they might have a bunker inside. Yeah. This is crazy. So this is the living room. Upstairs, there are rooms also. And here, downstairs, there is this room. I want you guys to come in and see. So what are these for? What are these temperatures for? Oh, like, you see, old tech. This is old tech, you guys. Able to tell the temperature of the room, but I'm seeing a compass here. What is this compass for, especially if you're here in this house? That's what I want to know. So those who have stayed in houses where there is a compass like this, honestly, for me, I don't know what it is. There is a room here with a single bed. And this is a picture of this specific house. You see it here. This is very old, older than me. So this is a single bed. If you come here with your family, they can give you this whole house because there is maybe 3-4 bedrooms here. Now, my question is this one of the bunkers? I don't know. Where does this door lead to? Because pay attention to what I'm trying to debunk something here. This house has hidden secrets. Why is there a chair here? Why? There is a door, but there is a chair. What are they trying to hide? It could be the bunker. This, my friends, is a beautiful bed with an amazing view. Oh my God. So this is a beautiful bed with an amazing view. And my camera guy was afraid of this. He was saying it looks like a coffin. You would not survive in 1930s, my guy. It's crazy how the ceiling starts from, it's a weird house, but it's a beautiful house. So guys, I want to tell you something that is really interesting here in Vumba. So when you live in Vumba, you can see where I am right now. I am on top of a mountain, but where I am, there is a bigger mountain that I can see through these trees over there. So you can see that that mountain over there is in the clouds, right there. It's interesting. We were filming down there, and down there it's raining right now. If you show them the car, we just arrived right now. You can see that there is rain on the car. And on top here, there is the sun. So the weather changes abruptly or something like that. Would you not want to live in a place like this? I wanted to talk about you starting King's Courtyard. When did you start King's Courtyard, and what are the challenges that you faced when you started?
We did the conversion during COVID time. You know, during COVID, because we were not allowed to, to travel, we said to ourselves, look, why not convert this property and open it to the public into a luxurious boutique hotel? That's when we started renovations, making sure that each room has got an in-suite, bathroom, toilets, is all inside the room, and making sure that the public areas are customized to host and entertain large numbers of people.
I've seen that Vumba is rare. Mm-hmm. How hard is it to get a place like that kind of place that you have in Vumba? Because for me, when I'm there, when I'm looking at where you are positioned, that place, I don't think that if someone is to come with a lot of money, I don't know, case you
not so easy, not so easy. Even when you Google and say properties for sale in Vumba, you don't see quite a lot. You don't see quite a lot, because a lot of people that already have properties in Vumba would hold for a very long time, and not many new title deeds are coming on the block. Yeah,
it's rare.
Very rare, very rare. It's a unique enclave, so yeah.
It amazes
Yeah.
me. You see a small road like this leading to
to a
huge...
big property, like a discovery.
Exactly.
Once you're passing by the road, you won't even believe that there's something
Yeah.
happening behind the scenes. Yes.
What are your words of encouragement to anyone who would want to start business here in Zimbabwe?
I would say don't wait, start now. Just do it. Don't overanalyze. Don't be too analytical. As long as you've got an opportunity that you've identified,
Yes.
and there's a need to be met, a need to be satisfied, and you are passionate about satisfying that particular commercial need,
Yes.
combined with your faith, combined with your conviction, I would say go for it. Don't wait. Don't wait and become too analytical.
Yes.
There's what they call paralysis by analysis. You know, paralysis by analysis, where you overanalyze and never get to do anything. So I would say, as you dream, dream, talk, action, and walk. Wow. Yes, just do it.
Also,
Just do it.
it's amazing. Now you're opening so many doors for me to ask questions. Because when I'm looking at you, I'm seeing someone who is now well established. But by just listening to you speak, it seems like you came a long way. There are certain things you did not just... Were you born rich? Did you
Not
come
even.
from... What happened?
I wish. Look,
You had to build all this.
Look, Kevi, ultimately, I believe that there are major drivers. There are major drivers to success. I always teach my children. There's an acronym that we developed, which is called JEWS. JEWS. If you've got Jesus,
Yes.
you've got education, you've got wisdom. So W is for wisdom. Another W is for working hard, and S for the spirit. When you have that formula will give you success.
Amazing.
And education does not always mean formal education.
Yes.
It's about acquiring knowledge. Look at what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm
It's you're
surprised.
learning skills,
Yeah,
learning new
exactly.
skills, acquiring new knowledge in the area of interest. When you become skilled and intense in learning a skill
Yes.
or a trade,
Yes.
you'll be distinguished. You'll be distinguished. They say, look at the behold a man's gift who calls him to stand in the presence of kings. A gift can take you places. Imagine your own gift has taken you out of the country.
I never
and
knew.
that's it. That's what a gift can do. So that's my formula. Jesus, education, wisdom, working hard, and the Spirit of God.
It's possible.
It's impossible to fail.
It's impossible to
It's
fail.
impossible to fail with Jesus.
What? Amen to that. What are the mistakes that you think you made in business? For
So
the last
many.
10?
So many.
You've allowed yourself to make mistakes.
Yes. Never trust a businessman who has never failed. Yes.
Never trust.
When you fail, never trust a businessman who has never failed, who's got no story of failures.
So I should not be afraid of making mistakes.
You must never be afraid of making, because you see, the mistakes that you make are the major building blocks for learning. When you learn from your mistakes, you'll never repeat them. I've made so many mistakes in life, especially when when you do operation of business outside the country. A lot of regulations that we did not comply to, and they costed us money, cars and assets that we left in Lesotho, in Mozambique.
Yeah.
Why? Because we hadn't done the proper regularization with the laws of the land. We lost a lot of things. Sometimes you don't do proper HR contracts, and they'll cost you money when ultimately you're separating with certain employees. Even I was telling you about the UK.
Yes.
There are certain lines which are imported, which ultimately I had to throw to the
That's a
disposal.
loss. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, because I hadn't done good research. The market had moved. I brought in product which was no longer relevant to the market, and I lost some money. But in the process, you learn. You learn.
You learn.
Yes.
I want to talk about a specific group of the diaspora community that wants to do business here in Zimbabwe, but they are afraid. You spoke of consulting
Yes.
consultation.
Yes.
If someone to reach out to you and say, I want to start this specific business, are you able to help them?
Yes, we can help. Yes, we can help. You know, the last time that we had an interview together,
yes,
we had a few guys that reached out, but one of the key things that I noticed is a lot of people don't want to pay for knowledge. They want to get free information. They don't want to invest money.
Very true.
Because of that, they don't want to invest money. They want to get stuff which probably you're casually talking, and that's enough. But there's a depth which you need in terms of research, in terms of analytics, in terms of getting insights into whatever specific segment you want to do business in, but you must be willing to get correct advice and pay for it.
Yes.
If you're looking for cheap information, cheap is cheap. Cheap is cheap, it can never make you rich. So a lot of people are in that space where they don't want to pay for research and for consultancy.
Yes.
They want free, and a lot want to do business at an arm's length, where they send cousins and brothers and relatives. They are not prepared to employ professionals whom they pay decent salaries. And if you hear a lot of the diaspora stories, a lot of people cry, hey, my money was stolen by my relatives. Why? Because of this culture of not wanting to invest into people, invest into human resources.
I find it very interesting that people buy, especially farmers, people in the diaspora would buy cattle that cost like $5,000 US, but they don't want to invest money in those who are going to take care of
to employ an agricultural graduate, or an agronomist,
and it's
or a vet.
They say that it's a lot of money. So now they're going to lose.
You lose whatever you've invested because you want to go for cheap.
Exactly, and they say that Zimbabwe is not a conducive environment.
No. Zimbabwe is probably one of those places where you have lots of unexplored opportunities. This country is a land of opportunities. All you need is your guts, your faith, your conviction, your commitment, and you need to spend time on the ground. You can never succeed in any business if you are doing it remotely. Like I told you, I spent over the past 2 years, most of my time I was spending in the UK because I was committed to the export business that I'm doing in the UK. When you put boots on the ground, it makes a lot of difference. There are times where you can only maybe leave a business in the hands of employees when it is established and it's running well. But the initial foundational stage, you need to be present. You need to be present.
I'm seeing, for me, this is new, the export business. It seems like here in Africa, we are not exporting, we are not that level yet. Do you think that it's time for us, especially farmers, to start exporting?
Yes.
Tap into that international market.
Of course, there's so much opportunity, especially when it comes to export of organic food.
Yes.
Where we grow crops, vegetables, and whatnot, which are chemical free.
Yes.
There's so much opportunity, but the biggest thing is really about harnessing knowledge in packaging. You need to have packaging and standards that are consistent with the export market that you're exporting to. There's a certain labeling and compliance issues that you need to do, which probably here in Zimbabwe we are not as fussy, but the Standards Association should be overlooking at that. I know they're working on it, but Europe is very, very pedantic when it comes to compliance. So packaging and labeling, very, very key. You cannot export into those countries when you don't have know-how of how to properly do it. Even guys that want to set up business here, to do all the preliminary work for them, advise on which markets to approach, which niches to target, doing the groundwork, the strategy formulation, the go-to-market strategy. We do all that. And but like I said, only people that are serious will entertain.
When you travel outside there, are you looking for business opportunities, or are you just traveling to gain exposure, just to see?
Look, it's mainly business and family, but you find a We have established an international business enterprise, which includes doing business here in Zimbabwe,
Yes.
In South Africa, in the region, in SADC, as well as in the United Kingdom and the United States, where I've been spending a bit of time.
What kind of business are you doing out there? What did you see?
The primary business that we've been doing is exporting Zimbabwean manufactured fast-moving consumer goods to the Zimbabwean diaspora. As you know, we've got quite a bit of our brothers and sisters who have gone in the diaspora post-2020, and they take abroad with their test buds, and we're busy satisfying that.
So you are sending mufushwa.
You can say that again, mufushwa and all the Zimbabwean favorites and greats.
Mazoe.
Your Mazoe,
People love Mazoe.
your Fuko, yes, Fuko Maheu.
So how do they do it? Is there like an application where people can download and then see, or it's a website?
Look, we've got a website. We've got a website which is www.zimbostoro.net. Yeah, but our primary target market was to export to retailers
Okay.
in the UK. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Is it going well for you?
Yeah, look, it's been very good. We thank God. It's been very good. No regrets.
So I want to talk about you doing business.
We have about 3 main business portfolios in Zimbabwe.
Okay.
As you know, the hotel.
The
hotel, King's Courtyard Hotel and Suites in Vumba is one of my mainstay businesses. Last year has been a great year for us. There were a lot of conferences that were held in Mutare and in Manicaland, and we were looking at growing the brand in Manicaland. We were busy developing another site in Mtarazi Falls. Yes.
Where is Mtarazi Falls?
Mtarazi is in Mutarazi, next to Nyanga. It's in Nyanga. It's in Nyanga. Yes. Opposite Far and Wide, we were busy developing there. Yes, before the Mtarazi Falls. Especially that location I'm talking about, Mtarazi, because of the falls, there's a lot of foreigners that are coming there for bungee jumping and seeing the falls. As you might know, Mtarazi Falls is probably the second deepest falls in Africa. And the Vumba business is also very strategic. As you remember that Vumba is probably one of the few places in Zimbabwe that have got pristine and unaffected natural resources in the country.
I've noticed that you are not changing and putting modern furniture at King's Courtyard.
Yes.
There is this royal type of
vintage, Victorian style.
Why?
Look, I believe as a brand, you need to have your own unique identity. The colonial flair is what we have chosen, and we're in love with the colonial type of furniture and soft furnishings, which really resonate with the history behind Vumba and the history behind our property itself. You know, having been a property that was built around the 1930s, 40s.
1930s,
yes, we want to maintain that unique look and feel. Yes.
When I'm looking at that place, is it different? And last time, if I'm not mistaken, we talked about bunkers. There were bunkers there.
Downstairs, yes.
I was trying to, when I was filming, I was trying to find and looking for those bunkers, but I could not find them.
You should have asked them. You should have asked them to show you one. You know, because of the during the Liberation War. Vumba is quite on the border post with Mozambique, which was the gateway where the freedom fighters were passing by, and inversely, the white guys who were living in Vumba became a target for attack. So they had to make sure that the bunkers for safety and protection in case some rockets and missiles were launched from from the border post.
I understand. When I'm looking at that place, honestly, for me, I see the touch of God. The reason why I'm saying that, you could see that it's written every door. There could be words written, the word.
Yes, yes,
the Lamb
yes,
of God.
Yes. In short, we've gone from all the attributes and titles that were given to the Messiah, Jesus Christ. Those are the ones that we've put on all the doors. Look, why not celebrate the author and finisher of our faith?
And we actually get a lot of people who, when they come here, they're like, wow, this is something else.
Because there is no modern touch.
Yes.
Do you guys host weddings here?
Yes, we do host weddings. Right now we are in the lounge area, part of the lounge, because we have two spots in the lounge area. We have two spots. This is one of them, and then the other one is right here.
Oh, this is nice. You see what we are talking about? The vintage touch. It's here.
For weddings, if it's an indoor wedding, we use this whole space. Connecting to the outside. Yes, so you can take this whole area.
Oh, those doors can be opened.
Yes, we can open those doors and it becomes just one big area.
I've seen that you are doing something there. What are the new developments at King's Courtyard?
New developments, I think the big one is we are busy putting up a castle, which is going to be called the King's Castle, which will be overlooking Mozambique, and these are going to be presidential suites. The features and offerings are probably the most luxurious top-end service that you can get in the country. So we believe in the next 5-6 months, the castle should be up and finished.
So you're saying that you're going to build a castle where, when I'm inside, I'll be seeing the whole of Mozambique?
Yes. The location is quite strategic. As you know, our property is such that at the backyard, you can see from afar
exactly
Mozambique. That's where we're actually going to put the castle, on that point which we call the Samanga view.